Welcome back to my channel. My name is Deneo. I'm the girl, it's me. It's me. Welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, I just want to wish everybody a happy new year. I hope that everyone has entered this year with an optimistic mind. I hope your goals have been set, and if they haven't, it's okay. There's still time. It's still very early in the year, but I just hope that everyone has a successful year. And I don't know, there's something about this year. It's feeling really good. It's only been like 5 days, but it feels good. It feels like it's going to be a blessed and beautiful year. So yeah, so for this video, I'm going to be talking about my first year experience, and I'll just be including some advice or tips about being a first year student. I think it's very important to not only hear from me, but hear from other past first year students. So I have put in the description down below some videos that I've watched, and I just feel as though they are very insightful and could be helpful. So I feel like you should really watch them because perspectives are really important and not just one. So yes, let us get right into this video. If you're a subscriber on this channel, you would know that once I bring out this book, once I bring out my notes, I really mean business. I don't like gatekeeping, so but I felt like before I jump into the topics for today's video, I wanted to give a brief introduction to those that might not know me. I am a UCT second year student, studying a Bachelor of Social Science degree, majoring in economics and industrial psychology. Last year, which was my first year, I was just doing bridging year courses because I wanted to study economics this year. So I did pre-calculus courses in order to study economics, since I did maths literacy in high school. So I needed to do these courses in order to study economics this year. It was an interesting year. It was a challenging year, but we got through it. Your girl passed. Your girl not only passed, but your girl also got onto the Dean's Merit List for 2022. So it was really just a good year overall. And yeah, so I want to jump into the topics. So in this video, we are going to tackle 3 topics. The first topic is registration, the second one is academics, and the third one is the social life of a first year student. So I want to start with registration because I know that it's coming up soon for first year students. Registration for our year was towards the end of January after the matric results had been released, and yeah, towards the end of January to the beginning of February during the O-week period. This time was a very stressful time, especially if you're like me, if you're prone to stress, especially if you're introduced to like new systems. Yeah, it's not a great time for you, for us, but I just want to let you guys know that it's going to work out. You just have to breathe in and breathe out and calm down during this process. I remember I've mentioned this in a previous video that registration was very stressful because of my student residence registration. I was very stressed that I am going to this new city and I have no place to stay. What am I going to do? Where am I going to live? So it was very stressful, but it all worked out. If you're able to go to UCT and be on campus during this time, I would really recommend going to the in-person registration. I know there's online registration and there's in-person registration, so I really recommend as a first year student to go to the in-person registration just to help get access to advisors, in-person advisors as well. I think during registration last year, I was not afraid to email. I was not afraid to send so many emails because I had so many questions about so many things, and I would use the contact services. However, because there are so many students who are also trying to get advice, I would find that the system was very slow when you try to you know, contact the school or contact the faculty of humanities. Like, yeah, they would put you on hold for like a really long time. And although I had submitted my, you know, registration on time, there was a bit of a delay with my registration. So when everyone else had started school on like the first day of school, I couldn't start because, and it wasn't just me, it was a lot of students as well. So I didn't have any like access to my course site. So I only started like 2 or 3 days later. And looking back, I was so stressed. I was so stressed. Like it felt like this shouldn't be happening. Like I should be starting on the first day. Like I had planned this, I'm going to start on the first day. But really, it's okay. Like if this happens to you this year, don't worry. Like if you feel as though you won't be able to catch up or you're missing out on work, the first week or so is just very calm in terms of lectures and workload. They are really just introducing you to, you know, the system and the course, so the courses that you're going to study. Okay, so on to the second topic, which is academics. I'm not going to dive too deep into academics because I will be exploring you know, content around academics this year, especially because I'm studying economics this year. So I'll be exploring, you know, studying hacks and tips throughout this year on my channel. But I think my first advice would be, when you're transitioning from high school to university, I think it's normal for one to feel like they have to drastically change their studying habits or studying ways or their studying routine just because you are now starting at a new school. So yes, the urge to do that is normal, it's okay, but I feel as though if you feel the urge to do that, please don't. I think a slow transition is the best because you got to where you are at because you're doing something right, you know? You are at that university because something that you're doing in high school must have been done right, you know? So have confidence in that. Because, okay, the reason why I'm saying this is because it's so tempting to learn new styles and then some of these styles might not work for you, but some may work. And I think it is easy to also learn studying styles from the people around you, like studying techniques that maybe your friends are doing. I remember last year, my friends literally loved to study in groups, like group study sessions. And I tried it out. We would get to campus at like 6 p.m. and probably leave in the morning at like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. And I would just find that during this time, I was just not productive. I would get easily distracted by just my environment, my surroundings. Like, it was just not good for me. I would find that, you know, I would complete one sentence out of a 2,000 word essay that I had to hand in. You'd find that my other friend would, you know, complete their work during this time. I just found it like it wasn't productive for me personally. But again, see, it works for other people, but it might not work for you. So yes, I just really recommend a slow transition. And I recommend, like, if you're like wanting to really like change your studying ways, I recommend doing it when the semester is like not slow, but like when there's not a lot that is happening. Like, I really wouldn't recommend trying a new technique when you have a test that you have to do the following week, you know, that you have to write. I don't know, it's like, it's very scary to do. So I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend maybe just to do it during a time where, you know, you're not as busy, you just want to try out something new. That is my recommendation. I think my second advice in terms of just like academics is try out the library. I wasn't a fan of the library at all. Like, I've always not liked the library. I don't know why, but something about going to the library, something about being around other students who are, you know, just doing their work, who are grinding and really studying, something about being in that environment just really pushes you to study harder. You know, just dedicating 5 to 6 hours to the library is so like helpful. So that's my recommendation, is to make the library your friend. Like, don't be afraid of the library. If you're afraid of it, don't make it your friend. If you're not used to it, I would try it out as a first year student. Okay, so the third topic, which is the social life of a first year student. The most exciting time, genuinely the most exciting time, because you're exposed to new things. It's a new city, it's a new school, there are new people. It's just a new environment, and it's just so exciting. And genuinely, it's just a time that I would really recommend for you to enjoy every single moment, because it will literally go by so quickly. I don't know, time flies. So I really recommend just enjoying it, taking it all in, because it's just like your first experience of everything. Now, I'm not trying to scare anyone or make anyone fearful, but I do really recommend that during this time of like this great excitement, to just be cautious. Just be cautious within this excitement, because you are experiencing new things that you are not necessarily familiar with. So I do recommend, in terms of exploring new things, to really explore it with people. With regards to people, I am mainly talking about friends. Before, I understood why my mom used to always say, choose your friends wisely. But I think last year I just really understood like the meaning behind it, like in depth of, okay, this is very important to do, to just choose your friends wisely, choose the people that you are wanting to surround yourself with. Yeah, so I was so blessed last year to just meet the most incredible people, the most work-driven, supportive, amazing friends, especially because in the beginning of the year I was very like scared of not finding friends, since I didn't have any of my high school friends with me. So I was really scared of that, but I ended up being blessed with such amazing people. With that, I do think that it's so lovely to have people to explore new things with, not only for safety, but just it's also like an enjoyable experience to experience these things as like a group. With regards to groups and I guess social circles, I think for me last year, because of how big our social group was, our social circle was, it was a bit difficult to separate. It's gonna sound bad, but to separate who were my friends and who were maybe just part of the social circle that I was within, you know, that I was in. So yeah, that was a bit of a challenge to do, because you would find that maybe your friend would introduce you to their group of friends, but then you wouldn't know. I would say it's not the best thing to assume that immediately because your friend is friends with them or friends with a certain group of people, that automatically they're your friends. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I think it was a whole thing of just assuming who your friends just by association or just by because we are in the same group settings. I think that was a bit of a challenge, and I think it's going to be a challenge for, you know, first year students as well. I don't think I'm the only one who has experienced that. I think it's normal to experience that, but I just really recommend to try and figure out or communicate whether, you know, are we in the same social circle, or are we actually friends? Is it like a friendship that you're building? My recommendation is to not assume, just to not assume friendships like that. Okay, so moving on to a more light-hearted topic. I've already mentioned how you know, you are going to explore new places this year, and how I really recommend going with people just to, you know, ensure your safety, But if you're a person who enjoys going on, you know, solo dates, solo adventures, I still recommend communicating your whereabouts, you know, whether it be your friends, your family members. Send that location, just send it, just let them know that you're all good, you're all safe. And yeah, I'm sure you've heard that before, but I really recommend to actually do it, just to ensure your safety. And my second tip is to really, when you're exploring the new city, when you're exploring Cape Town specifically, I really recommend to think like a student, to really think like a student, because don't be like me. Don't be like me, who was, I think, like in the first semester, it was very reckless. But then in my second semester, I feel as though I started to really think like a student. I started to really enjoy doing budgets. If you are not used to doing budgets, I really recommend to do them this year, just so that you don't get carried away. Just so, you know, you have control of what's happening and how the month is gonna end. You have control over that. So I really recommend doing budgets. And I also recommend, I don't know why, but I don't know what the thing is about buses, especially about the jammy shuttles, which are like buses that we can use for transportation at UCT. I don't know why. Like, maybe some people are ashamed of using the buses, but I really recommend, like, just use the buses, just use the shuttles, make them your friends. Because I would find that, I think last year my friends and I would really, when we wanted to go somewhere, we would use the shuttles. For example, if we wanted to go to the beach, maybe one of my friend would recommend that if we take the bus to Hidden Campus, then we can Uber from there. It will save us this much, or, you know, it will be better for us to do that. It's things like that where it's really beneficial in terms of your student budget to save as much as you can and still explore the city. And it's just safe as well. The jammies are also a safe transportation. Yeah, I would just recommend that if you want to go watch a movie, you can get on the Hidden Campus bus and go to the Lobby Theatre. If you want to go to the mall, the Cavendish Mall, you can get onto the Claremont bus and go shopping. Or if you want to go to the restaurants, you can get on the Claremont bus and go to the restaurants near the Cavendish Mall. It's things like that where it's really beneficial to just research where you're going, and if you can use the buses to get you there. So yeah, that's just my recommendation, to think like a student, always. And sadly, we reached the end of today's video, but I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it was somewhat insightful. I hope it helped one or two of the first year students of this year. Yeah, and I would really recommend again to watch the videos that I've put down in the description below. I'll be making more videos. This isn't the end. I'll be making more videos around, you know, the first year experience, and just overall being a university student and a UCT student specifically. Make sure to stay tuned, because in my next video I will be sharing what to pack for you know, res, for student res at UCT. What are the most important things to, you know, to pack, so that you are all ready for student living, for student res. So make sure to subscribe and stay on this channel, and make sure to comment down below anything that you'd like to say. If you are a UCT student and you would like to you know, comment down below your advice, you are more than welcome to. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. $8 might just get made. That's just how I feel.
Ain't not a mic, say that you gave with. That's just how I feel. Nah.